Flipping the script, the revolutionary peace formula for conquering workplace microaggressions. Welcome to the Pink Parachute Diaries podcast, where we amplify the voices of Black women making waves in their fields. I'm your host, Spaulding, and today I'm absolutely electrified to share insights from my recent conversation with the revolutionary Shawnnyc, creator of the game changing peace formula. Let me tell you something about Shawnnyc. This woman isn't just changing conversations, she's transforming lives. With the brilliance of a mathematician and the soul of a healer, she's developed a framework that's rippling through corporate America, reshaping how Black professionals navigate the treacherous waters of workplace microaggressions. Shawnnyc embodies what happens when intellectual rigor meets lived experience, when academic knowledge dances with street wisdom. She's not just talking about change, she's engineering it, one transformed conflict at a time. What struck me most during our conversation was Shaughnic's unique blend of intellectual depth and authentic expression. She delivers wisdom with that mellow yet slightly hood tone reminiscent of Jill Scott, approachable brilliance that resonates deep in your bones. Her peace formula isn't just another conflict resolution strategy. It's a complete paradigm shift in how we understand power dynamics in professional settings. We've all been there, haven't we? That moment when a microaggression hits and we feel that familiar heat rising, the internal battle between speaking up and being labeled difficult or staying silent and losing a piece of our dignity. The calculation happens in milliseconds. Do I call this out and risk my reputation, or do I swallow this poison one more time? What Shawnyc has done is revolutionary. She's created a mathematical formula for something we thought was purely emotional. Conflict, X reaction. Emotion equal sign peace. Let that sink in for a moment. Let it really sink in. This formula challenges everything we've been taught about conflict resolution. Conventional wisdom says avoid conflict or manage it. Shauna says transform it into peace by controlling the variables you actually have power over. Today, I want to walk you through three powerful insights from my conversation with Shawnnyc, supported by real world stories that demonstrate how her approach is creating not just individual transformation, but systemic change. The first key insight from Shaughnic's peace formula is root cause understanding. Too often, we address the symptoms of conflict rather than its source. When facing microaggressions, Black professionals frequently focus on the immediate incident rather than the underlying patterns and power dynamics at play. As Maya Angelou wisely noted, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. This quote resonates deeply with Shaughnic's approach because it acknowledges the emotional impact of microaggressions while encouraging us to look beyond the surface interaction. Consider Jamal Washington, a senior manager at a Fortune 500 technology company. Every executive meeting became a battlefield where Jamal fought invisible wars. He'd prepare meticulously for presentations only to be repeatedly interrupted. He'd offer brilliant strategies only to hear them attributed to his white colleagues 30 minutes later. Despite his MBA from Wharton and decade of industry experience, his expertise was subtly questioned in ways his peers never experienced. The daily cuts were drawing blood. Jamal was exhausted, contemplating resignation despite 5 years of excellent performance reviews. His story could have ended there. Another talented Black professional pushed out by the cumulative weight of microaggressions. But then Jamal discovered Shaughnic's peace formula. Rather than reacting with visible frustration, Jamal implemented a strategic approach. He documented patterns of microaggressions, noting dates, participants, and context. He used mediation techniques to address issues privately with key stakeholders. He established clear communication protocols for meetings. Most importantly, he applied the peace formula by separating the conflict interruptions from his reaction and managing his emotions. When interrupted, instead of showing anger, he would calmly state, "I'd like to finish my point," and continue. When his ideas were attributed to others, he would say, "Thank you, John, for reinforcing the strategy I proposed earlier. I'm glad we're aligned." The results were transformative. Within 3 months, interruptions decreased by 70%. His ideas received proper attribution. And here's the kicker: Jamal was promoted to vice president of operations, but Jamal didn't stop there. He established a mentorship program for other Black professionals facing similar challenges and helped implement company wide training on inclusive communication. The department's productivity increased by 23% as communication improved, and retention of diverse talent improved significantly. This brings us to Shawnyc's second key insight: emotional intelligence as a strategic tool. The peace formula highlights how our reactions and emotions directly impact conflict outcomes. By managing our emotional responses to microaggressions, we can maintain power in challenging situations and turn tables on aggressors through strategic rather than reactive approaches. As Audre Lorde powerfully stated, "When I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in the service of my vision, then it becomes less and less important whether I am afraid." This perspective aligns perfectly with Shawnyc's teaching that our emotions, while valid, can be strategically managed to serve our greater purpose. Maya Johnson's experience illuminates this principle beautifully. As founder of a Black owned digital marketing agency, Maya was drowning in client relationships fraught with disrespect. Her primarily white client base frequently requested unpaid work, questioned her expertise despite proven results, and communicated in condescending tones that undermined her authority. Maya was burning out fast. Each client interaction left her drained, each email requiring hours to craft responses that wouldn't be perceived as too aggressive. She found herself working twice as hard for half the respect, watching white colleagues with less expertise charge premium rates without pushback. Then Maya encountered Shawnyc's peace formula, and everything changed. She identified the conflict, boundary violations, and microaggressions, controlled her reaction by implementing structured client communication protocols, managed her emotions through meditation and peer support, and established ground rules for client interactions with clear consequences for violations. When clients requested work outside their contract, Maya would respond, "That's a great initiative. I'd be happy to prepare a proposal for that additional scope." When her expertise was questioned, she would calmly reference case studies demonstrating her results. When condescending tones emerged, she would redirect the conversation to concrete deliverables and metrics. The outcomes were remarkable. Maya retained 85% of clients while establishing healthier boundaries and increased her rates by 30% with minimal pushback. Her business grew by 45% in 1 year, enabling her to hire 2 additional team members. Today, Maya conducts workshops for other Black entrepreneurs on applying conflict resolution techniques to establish healthy client boundaries without sacrificing business growth. This leads us to Shawnyc's third key insight: having a framework for resolution. The peace formula provides a structured approach to conflict, particularly for microaggressions that Black professionals frequently encounter. offering a repeatable method for maintaining peace and professional standing without compromising dignity. I'm reminded of Shirley Chisholm's powerful affirmation: if they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. Shaughnessy's framework embodies this spirit by providing Black professionals with tools to not just claim space, but transform the dynamics of the spaces they enter. Dr. Keisha Williams' experience as a department chair at a prestigious university demonstrates this framework in action. Despite her stellar academic record, Princeton undergraduate, Harvard PhD, numerous published papers, Dr. Williams faced systematic undermining from colleagues who questioned her qualifications and leadership decisions. She encountered regular challenges to her authority in faculty meetings, exclusion from important decision making conversations, and subtle suggestions that her appointment was merely to fulfill diversity requirements. The situation was textbook institutional racism dressed in academic regalia. Dr. Williams could have fought each battle individually, becoming exhausted and potentially labeled as difficult. Instead, she applied Shaughnessy's peace formula. She clearly identified each conflict situation, carefully chose her reaction by turning microaggressions back on perpetrators through strategic questioning, managed her emotions through a support network of other Black academic leaders, and use facilitation techniques to ensure inclusive department discussions. When colleagues questioned her decisions, she would ask them to articulate their specific concerns with supporting evidence. When excluded from conversations, she would create formal processes requiring documentation of all departmental decisions. When her qualifications were subtly questioned, she would reference her academic credentials matter of factly, then pivot to the substantive issue at hand. The transformation was remarkable. Faculty meeting dynamics shifted significantly with more equitable participation. Dr. Williams secured a major research grant that brought prestige to the department, and several policies she championed were adopted university wide. Under her leadership, the department increased diversity in both faculty and student recruitment by 40% and improved research output metrics. Her approach became a case study for the university's leadership training program, and she now consults with other academic institutions on conflict resolution and inclusive leadership. These three stories illustrate the profound impact of Shaughnessy's peace formula across different professional contexts. Whether in corporate leadership, entrepreneurship, or academia, Black professionals are using this framework to not just navigate microaggressions, but to fundamentally shift power dynamics in their favor. What makes Shaughnessy's approach revolutionary is that it doesn't ask Black professionals to simply adapt to unfair systems. Instead, it provides tools to maintain dignity while strategically transforming those systems from within. It acknowledges the reality of microaggressions while refusing to grant them the power to derail careers or diminish well being. The peace formula represents a paradigm shift in how we think about workplace conflict. Traditional approaches often place the burden on marginalized individuals to either assimilate or leave. Shaughnessy's framework offers a third path: strategic engagement that preserves peace while creating change. I want to leave you with this thought provoking question from Shawnnyc. What tables are you allowing others to flip that you should be turning back on them? The peace formula isn't just about avoiding conflict, it's about reclaiming your power in situations where microaggressions attempt to diminish you. It's about recognizing that peace isn't the absence of conflict, but the strategic management of it. Look at your life right now. Where are you surrendering your power? Where are you absorbing the emotional labor that should rightfully be returned to sender? Where are you accepting as normal what should be challenge as unacceptable. Today is your day to flip the script, to turn those tables, to transform conflict into peace, not by avoiding it, but by mastering it. Your dignity is non negotiable. Your excellence is undeniable. And with tools like Shaughnic's peace formula, your ability to navigate even the most challenging professional landscapes just became exponentially more powerful. The next time microaggressions attempt to diminish you, remember conflict, X reaction, emotion equals sign, peace. You may not control the conflict, but you absolutely control your reaction and your emotions. And in that mathematical truth lies your freedom. Stand tall, speak truth, turn tables. The revolution of workplace equity isn't just coming, it's here. And thanks to visionaries like Shawnnyc Nut, we now have the formula to make it reality. Thank you.